We're in the north of England today. We're testing out different pieces of software on VR headsets and on laptops to prove the concept that we can use that within primary care training. Bodyswaps has been the one that's evaluated the best out of the 3 or 4 that we've actually chosen to look at. Bodyswaps kind of jumped out to me because they had a lot of scenarios that could be used by a lot of different people in a lot of different roles. Even in the first sort of foray into testing, one of our GPs said, this would be great in this circumstance, this would be great in a different circumstance. So we could easily see that it could be used in many different settings for many different roles.
For me, why Bodyswaps is exciting is I've not really seen anything like it before. So experiencing the AI is very realistic, the script is very high quality, and I actually feel like I'm there. So in terms of that, I feel like I gain lots of experience, but also it feels very safe that it's just between me and the AI, which means that I can develop and try lots of things that you can't in some other experiences.
In terms of the overall experience, it's the fact that it's sort of it felt like a safe space in which to practice and try techniques. It's very different to what we're used to normally. The simulation, sort of in-person, big audience watching you because you got to take it in turns. This felt very different.
So thinking about the things that virtual reality simulation might offer as opposed to the other methods that we might teach, things like communication skills and empathy. I mean, often when trainees talk about doing role plays or simulations, whether that's perhaps in trios with themselves or with actors, they often describe feeling very embarrassed, it feels quite cheesy, especially doing it in front of colleagues. I see one of the advantages of virtual reality is people are doing that much more on their own. They perhaps remove some of that performance anxiety. People can perhaps find ways of being more authentic selves rather than overthinking what am I supposed to be doing.
VR training is important for healthcare professionals because it's becoming increasingly challenging to try and get placements in hospitals and general practice. What this does is provide a bridge where they're able to experience a wide variety of things, because the problems you have with traditional placements is you don't know what you're going to come up with. Whereas with VR, you can trial as many different scenarios as you want to help develop and build your own personal experience and portfolio, which then can be translated into real-day practice.
Having that ability to do it in VR gives us a lot of practice, as opposed to real life. We've only got one take really, so if you get it wrong, it might actually aggravate the patient much more. Whereas here you've got the opportunity to sort of learn from that, and really hone in your skills to diffuse the situation in a much better light really. So I think, much better. VR gives us that opportunity to make mistakes. It's as simple as that really.